Lamar Jackson has some weird numbers, some numbers you may not be aware of when facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. We discuss next on the GM. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It is your guy, Boulanger. Up next, Lamar Jackson and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's talk. The Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson face off against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday, a big-time divisional matchup. Probably the best right now rivalry going in the NFL. It's always a game where it's tough, rugged, hard-nosed, smash mouth, and typically there's not a lot of points put up. And so really it kind of becomes a battle of the fittest when it comes to the end of the game. We've seen situations where there's been turnovers and missed field goals and fumbles and all kind of things. What will it be this Sunday, and what will dictate the score? Well, I don't know just yet. I haven't done my keys to victory, but I know that as I've been looking back over the Baltimore Ravens' history with Pittsburgh in the Lamar Jackson era, Lamar has some numbers you may not be aware of. So let's get into it. Over the last 3 seasons, that's 2021, 2022, and 2023, do you know how many times Lamar Jackson has actually faced off against the Pittsburgh Steelers and finished the game? Twice. 2021 and 2023. In 2021, Lamar Jackson was hurt and did not finish the game. And then in 2023, Lamar Jackson actually had taken care of the business that he needed to take care of, and he was not needed in the last game of the season. So yeah, that's right. In 3 full seasons, Lamar Jackson has only faced the Pittsburgh Steelers twice. Now that's pretty good for us because the Pittsburgh Steelers have not been able to see his full development on display. Not just in 2 games in 3 seasons or 2 out of 6 contests, right? They have not seen this version of Lamar Jackson, so that inconspicuousness could bode well for us in Baltimore, all right? Another odd, weird number that Lamar Jackson has when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He has more interceptions than touchdowns. Over his last 2 contests, which is all he's played in 3 seasons, he has 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Kind of an odd number for a super talented player. Another odd number that you may not know about Lamar Jackson versus the Steelers is that the only time Baltimore has beaten Pittsburgh in the last 3 seasons was a game won by Tyler Huntley and not Lamar Jackson. Now that's saying a mouthful. I bet we wasn't aware of those numbers when it comes to Lamar Jackson facing off against the Pittsburgh Steelers. In fact, in Lamar Jackson's career, another odd stat, we're talking about from 2018 all the way through the completion of 2023, Lamar Jackson has only faced the Pittsburgh Steelers 6 times with a 2-4 record. So it's something about the Pittsburgh Steelers that has Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens number. Was it scheme? Was it offense? Was it a little bit of both? Was it Lamar Jackson's offensive talent? Or was it a guy like J.J. Watt wrecking the game? Well, let's take a look at these 2 contests so we can kind of get a real idea of what the numbers truly say. So let's take a look at a few numbers. Let's travel all the way back to 2021, December 5th. And when we look at the numbers, Lamar Jackson was 23 of 37, roughly about 61% completion percentage. He had 253 passing yards, pretty good. 1 touch, 1 interception. But look at this number right here. He was sacked 7 times. He had 8 carries for 55 yards. Now, when you remember this game, I actually previewed this game and I'm going to show it to you guys probably on Thursday or Friday. Actually, probably on Friday. And the interesting thing about this game is the Baltimore Ravens had control of this game for the most part. They were moving the ball, they were making some plays, but then something crazy would happen just out of the ordinary, whether it was a fumble, whether it was an interception, or one of those 7 sacks, and it would derail the whole thing. And the Baltimore Ravens end up losing that game, right? Which contributes to one of the 4 losses in the Lamar Jackson era against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But let's not stop there. let's actually jump to the 2023 game, which was game 5 last year, week number 5 on, I believe it was October the 5th. When you look at those numbers, Lamar Jackson again has a pretty decent game as far as passing. He has over 230 yards passing. He does not have a touchdown, but he did have another interception, another 4 sacks, and he had less than 50 yards rushing. And so when you look at those numbers, passing wise, it looks okay. But you get those interceptions mixed in. You get those 11 sacks in the last 2 times he's facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. And those games have a devastating outcome, which is losses for Lamar Jackson and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when it comes to Sunday, right? I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers have not seen this version of Lamar Jackson. A Lamar Jackson who's super decisive, a Lamar Jackson who's been accurate with the ball. And I mean, pinpoint accurate, not just accurate, but pinpoint accurate with the ball. He's been an elite level decision maker. He'll tuck in and run when he needs to. He'll drop back and hold his ground when he needs to. And he's just spreading the ball around. And so I hope that these numbers, this trend doesn't continue into the 2024 season, because truly right now, the North AFC runs through Pittsburgh. And we really need to get this win on Sunday, because if we lose to Pittsburgh, that's our 2nd division loss. We fall further behind in the overall AFC. And like you've heard me say a couple of times, I thought that Pittsburgh had already locked up the AFC North just because of our down the stretch record, their light schedule down the stretch. And so Baltimore and Lamar Jackson really needs to get the issues with versus Pittsburgh back on track, get those things corrected so we can pull a win out on Sunday. So listen, man, stay tuned. I'm going to preview the game, give my keys to victory probably Friday. I'm your guy, Boulanger. This is the GM, and I'm out.